So you've got a new paper coming out, Genetics Affects A-Level Choice as well as Achievement. But what's so special about A-Levels? Why is A-Levels an interesting time to look at this? And how do you look at genetic effects?
Well, our sample has reached a unique time in the UK at the end of compulsory education, when students are free for the first time to choose whether or not to continue with their education. And those who choose to do so can do the A-Levels, which is a 2-year school-leaving qualification, which is seen as one of the major prerequisites for university entry. So given our sample has reached this point, we were quite interested to use the twin design, which compares identical and non-identical twins, to understand to what extent this choice to do A-Levels and achievement in these chosen subjects is influenced by genetic and environmental factors.
So what did you find?
Well, what was remarkable is we found for the first time that genetic factors substantially influenced this choice to do further education. So whether or not someone went on to do their A-Levels or not was influenced in equal measure by genetic factors. So those are actual inherited DNA differences, and shared environmental factors, so such as the home or school environment. And what was quite interesting is once students had chosen to do A-Levels, the actual subjects that they chose to take during this 2 years were even more genetically influenced. So for example, the choice to do humanities was about 50% genetically influenced, while the choice to do STEM subjects, so that's science, technology, engineering, and maths, was about 60% genetically influenced.
So in your results, you mentioned that doing A-Levels or not is quite influenced by the common environment. So this is the environment in which makes two individuals in the same family more similar to one another. But then achievement, there isn't much influence of this common environment. Could you just tell me why this might be?
Well, it's quite surprising for us to find such a substantial influence of the shared environment in the choice to do A-Levels, because you don't typically see such a shared environmental effect in the earlier years in achievement. And what we think may be going on here is that students are receiving suggestions maybe from school or from home to pursue A-Levels in equal measure, whether you're identical or non-identical. But the actual choice of subjects that you should take during your A-Levels, that's where students are maybe getting a bit more tailored advice. So maybe if you're better in psychology, you're getting more suggestions to pursue psychology during A-Levels.
So does your study have implications for A-Levels, for exams, and also for education more broadly?
Definitely. Well, finding such a substantial effect of the genetic factors in the choice to do A-Levels as well as achievement suggests a new genetic way of thinking about education and really about learning in general, such that students are actively selecting and modifying and creating their educational experience largely due to genetic factors. So these results suggest that we could maximize the educational potential of every child by giving them more choice earlier on in their academic careers, not just at the end of compulsory education. And I think that this would result in students being more active participants in their education rather than passive recipients of the curriculum.